You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that,
In case you missed it, today is YNW Melly's bail hearing. It reads, Wells' bail hearing is today. His lawyers believe their release package is more than enough to have the rapper released from jail. By using two different angles, his lawyers believe that this is enough. Beginning with YNW Melly's life inside a jail. Melly's own mother explained during an interview that they have evidence proving that he is not being treated like a human inside a jail. This is illegal, as jails are supposed to be protecting their inmates. When you saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life as a mother, how did that make you feel? It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, cause we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules, and I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too. They would then bring up evidence from the original trial, proving that the feds saying Melly committed this crime inside of the Jeep is false, as they have GPS evidence proving that YNW Melly was seen sprinting down a street and hiding into a bush from the cell phone provider that he was with, providing the GPS evidence. That would be the part where he's saying that someone just the car up and was trying to them. So, I asked him if he was okay where he was. And he's like, there's a car coming behind him like hiding. He was like, there's some. Yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Yubi? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think then, to back up the claims of it being an actual drive-by, Melly's lawyers are going to include evidence from the original trial once again, where they were able to confirm there was never a firearm ever found. This makes the claim of it being a drive-by pretty likely, as the guilty party drove away with the firearm that was used. So the first thing is, I didn't have a, so I can't know which I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination, because I don't know what was used. Okay. However, the prosecutors will be able to defend themselves and give reasons why he should stay in jail. You tell me what side has stronger evidence, as the prosecutors will likely begin with evidence on Melly's cell phone, where he sent text messages hours after the crime saying, I did that. The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji. And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time, the YNW Melly account says what after that SHHH. But also found on Melly's phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live showing Melly and Bortland's reaction to the crime only 6 hours after it was committed. Seen dancing in a parking lot. Melly still turned regardless of way after this early morning. He's still our children being very positive turn still. Hey dog still turn regardless of what happened. You already know. Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends. But a new interesting piece of evidence would end up being revealed by a rogue Block member. He revealed YNW Melly's motive to commit the crime was Melly not wanting to share finances with the other YNW members. Did Van really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends? He ain't come out and say like we got into an argument, and so you know, if you know when people could say something without saying it, and so he told me like once I posted what I posted he was mad at me, he broke why you put up there bro I'm like you sitting up in here like you know the love we got you do this for us, but you going to trust that his two friends, and he said them was trying to extort him, and so I'm like if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them? This was supposed to be a secret that Melly told King Von. Sadly, Vaughn shared it with Block members before passing away. As YNW is a registered business LLC, YNW Melly and Bortland performed concerts, sold merch, did promotions, all in exchange for money. However, Sack Chaser and Juvie wanted a cut of the money, but didn't do any work for it. However, the scariest part of it all is the prosecutors don't truly care if YNW Melly gets a bond until trial. This is because what they did with Melly's best friend YNW Bortland and his ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton is going to ruin his entire life. They submitted paperwork to try Melly and Bortland together for the next trial. All for one specific reason. Issue here. And you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again, do it all at once. And also, you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way, they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So, this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking penalty for Melly because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different. Not the guilt phase. Guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other. But that goes into the second part of the trial. The penalty phase only if Melly is found guilty. Now it's common sense. If YNW Bortland knows that he didn't commit this serious crime, he won't physically be able to sit there and take life in prison to the chin. This makes it likely that he'll end up pointing the finger against Melly when things get rough. But what you didn't know is that YNW Melly's lawyer already tried pinning this against Bortland during the original trial. Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital Meyer, and you don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies car riddled with, and when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said everybody has a phone in their pocket, not Cortland Henry. As that is YNW Melly's own lawyer revealing that it was always Borland that was lying to the feds, and that he was the one with powder residue on his hands, and he was the one that was with Juvie and Sackchaser when they passed away. Melly's lawyers even went as far as bringing up a forensic scientist to go into further detail of Mortland having that powder residue. So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of residue, and 2 two-component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of residue, and 1 two-component particle. Okay. And can you explain to us what that means? Basically, overall there was residue present on the hands. Rumor has it Bortland and Melly haven't spoke since this happened, as YNW Bortland did not like this at all. This is why when Melly's mistrial was granted, a report shared YNW Bortland tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. The tweet shares mind games don't work on people like me, alongside a handshake emoji, as if he's accepting some sort of deal, likely being told to stay quiet until Melly is fully sentenced by his lawyer. Borland is going to speak out eventually. The prosecutors will also have Melly's ex-girlfriend helping them. She was recently arrested for skipping Melly's first trial by leaving the United States. Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in DeMont's first trial in 2023. So when she finally returned and was quickly arrested at the airport, she would be released from jail. She would then write into my village. Thank you to my village. I love you all so much. God's plan, not mine. As the judge made a deal with Mariah, saying if you agree to testify against Melly, then you're free to go. She put pen to paper so fast she was released within 10 minutes. She accepted it. So, this is terrible news for YNW Melly, as they found disturbing evidence in Mariah's iCloud account relating to Melly forcing her to not testify in the original trial. This is known as witness tampering. This carries a life sentence in prison, regardless if Melly actually took out Zach Chaser in juvie. The state filing 6 new charges against Dummons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction. There is an actual world considering Melly did get a mistrial in the first trial where Melly's lawyers find a way to beat the case and have Melly found innocent. But if Melly is found guilty of witness tampering, he will still go to life in prison, as this witness tampering case would be separate from his existing case. However, the craziest part is how the feds found the witness tampering evidence. The feds began their investigation on Mariah after people in Melly's hometown started